Hi, this is Rochelle Kallman, and to answer the question, what can I do to reach more students? First, I wanted to connect with the ELN, or students with exceptional learning needs, those that are English language learners, those in special education and GATE. Basically, our different texts recognize that um, multiple views of intelligence, as well as differing learning styles, benefit the learning of all students. So this presentation focuses on ways to teach the concepts of vocabulary of my discipline, which is mathematics. So graphic organizers are a great tool to use, and since vocabulary is the key to reading comprehension, in math, there are so many different math terms to learn. It's basically like another language. So the overall use of graphic organizers and the following connected techniques that I'll show you over the different slides help all students, including ELLs and ELNs. Basically being able to incorporate verbal, logical, spatial, bodily or kinesthetic, as well as interpersonal and intrapersonal techniques help the learning of all students in your classes. Here are just some examples of some great graphic organizers you could use in your class. So for the taxonomic tree, basically the taxonomic tree is a great visual tool, and it clearly situates the concept within the context. So it's a very clear graphic organizer that helps student with acquisition, fluency, and proficiency of language. Tools such as Poplet allows teachers and students to create taxonomic trees and share them easily, which gets students actively involved in their learning. Taxonomic trees are easy to create. They delineate the information clearly, and they help students create a depth of processing vocabulary through a unique and easy organization strategy, which decreases frustration. So an extension of the Freyer model is the word analysis diagram. So according to research cited in the inclusion strategies text, this model is effective for teaching mathematics vocabulary, and you should reserve it for words that demand extended discussion and deeper understanding. So the word analysis diagram, basically it defines the vocabulary word, and then it adds its origin, root word, affixes, synonyms, antonyms, and basically it's resulting in sensory connection, strengthening of discrimination, heightened memory, as well as enriched attention. Here's a couple word analysis diagrams of probability and quadrilaterals. So similar to the word analysis diagrams are semantic maps. They're also known as word webs or concept maps, and includes any words related to the core concept. So finding relationships between words and their meanings helps students connect the key words, defines vocabulary, as well as understands the connections between the different words. All key strategies for teaching all students with connection, attention, and heightened memory. Here's a general structure of the semantic map, and also one that's completed with polynomial functions. So it's a great tool that allows students to basically disentangle the information and make specific connections between the words and the definitions. The quick sketching of a definition, or quick sketch technique, is one of the best ways I have found to increase vocabulary, especially within mathematics. To use language in mathematics can sometimes be very foreign and difficult to decode, and so being able to quickly draw a sketch that helps define a vocabulary word is a great way to clarify and show understanding of a concept. I often ask students to come up and draw pictures on the board that represent different math words. Students not only find that their comprehension increases, but they also learn a new tool for studying, and it connects directly to the material, and they can use it in other content areas. So Quick Draw also allows students to interact with their peers and talk about maybe misunderstandings while utilizing the unique techniques. So total physical response, or TPRs, in vocabulary drama is one of the most exciting and dynamic tools that was suggested in our book. I'm excited to find ways to get students physically involved with answering math questions that will help students who learn best through movement. So one great example was to have students work out math problems and then use their fingers to show their answers. Today, my observation teacher incorporated TPR by having students signal with their arms what obtuse, acute, and right angles look like. I thought that was a great use of TPR in a math class. Students could also be asked to move around to different stations that are labeled in the classroom that would represent different shapes, measures, or figures, or something like that. So teaching roots of words will also help students understand connections between multiple words and therefore increase their vocabulary. This is especially important when teaching ELNs who often get vocabulary words mixed up. The word wall with the roots, prefixes, and suffixes is a great example of how to incorporate morphemes into a word wall. Also, there are many different downloads teachers can utilize to incorporate their word walls and games for tackling math vocabulary. So what is more fun than learning through games? Students are excited to participate and pay attention while repetition of words enhances their memory. So here are some really fun examples of games that you could use as tools for vocabulary and math. Heads up, you could even make your own flashcards. Twister and Math Taboo are all super fun learning games. Peer tutoring is the final strategy that we'll talk about for increasing vocabulary and being able to reach more students in the classroom. Basically, when used correctly, peer tutoring can be beneficial to ELN students especially. Teachers who set structured lessons with explicit scripts for their tutors are shown to experience success for their ELN students more so than when they just kind of leave it up to them. Tutoring can be combined with games and other fun activities to motivate all students to participate. It's the hope that the social drive of the adolescent will inspire persistence in the student instead of just giving her or him the opportunity to copy from their fellow peer. So basically, vocabulary is like building blocks for students to understand our world, and guided learning experiences will help all students understand concepts and vocabulary presented in class. These ELN strategies will help all students develop elaborate word knowledge, find ways to relate the new vocabulary to their background, and provide instruction that will get students active in their education. Most importantly, they'll learn how to acquire new vocabulary on their own, which is key if they're supposed to learn thousands of new words every year. Math Draft and Teachers Pay Teachers have an abundance of free and inexpensive downloads to help assist in all sorts of different units for your math class, as well as other content areas.